So Ignition shipped a new historian API that's up to 100 times faster than the old one. You can pull 5 years of data into a power chart and have it on your screen in milliseconds. That is generally one of the best things for me in 8.3. And then they did something kind of crazy. They did not build a single connector for it. So we're a full year later now and still nothing. They just left the whole thing to the community and then walked away. And let me explain why that's a bigger deal than it sounds, and which historian options you have today. First, why anyone wanted this new historian API? Well, the old SQL historian API had 3 real pain points. And the biggest one, and the reason that I care most about, aggregation happened inside Ignition. So if you asked for years of data, Ignition pulled the entire time window first, and sometimes with hundreds of megabytes of data or millions of records, and then it used its own compute to aggregate it in Java. So it's slow for you and it's heavy for the database. And it really gets only worse if you have more history and more tags. And second, tag renaming was really a nightmare. If you had a new tag or you renamed a new tag and you were trying to get the history of the old name into the new name, you would get some real weird behavior sometimes in Ignition. And third, this is a more technical one, the table partitioning that they did on their SQL databases. It was never really ideal, but you could already cover this one if you would use something with like TimescaleDB. But the new historian API fixes all 3 of those. So aggregations, they happen in the database itself, which is where that 100 times speedup comes from. You no longer have to move the raw data to Ignition just to then summarize it, and Ignition is not doing the heavy lifting anymore. So the database returns the aggregated results, so the volume that is actually sent over the network is quite small. And if aggregation was your bottleneck, this is not the case anymore. And on top of that, there's finally a system function to rename older tags properly, so no more manual SQL surgery. And it goes further than that, than just fixing some old problems. We also get like new features like the metadata history, annotations on your data, and we get system functions to work with all of that. And so here's the catch. All they did with the new API is replacing the old built-in SQL historian with an embedded QuestDB database on top of this amazing API. And that's it. No other connectors. And you might think like the embedded QuestDB is a bit of an odd choice and even call it like a vendor lock-in because it's only accessible through Ignition's API, not from the outside. But I get why they built it this way. It was only ever meant to replace the internal SQLite database, which had the same restrictions that we currently have. It's just the most compact and efficient way to build like a simple Ignition project. And the real expectation, for me at least, was that they would ship more connectors, and they haven't so far. But luckily, that's where the community really stepped in. And right now, the options I know, we have quite some options, like we have the Canary Labs module, the InfluxDB module by Chimera, we have Timebase, we have Factry's module, we have, of course, the embedded QuestDB, and we have our own TimescaleDB module. Now, how would you pick between one of those options? Well, here is my current take at the current situation. And at Must3 Solutions, we use one of these 3 depending on the type of project and the type of customer. So first we use the embedded QuestDB for the small stuff, like edge setup, smaller projects, and up to around 6 months of data and not too many tags. It's just very quick to set up and very low on maintenance. But it really falls apart the moment you want like a multi-year history or you need to query it from external systems because you can't get it outside of Ignition that easy. So for smaller use cases, it's easy to use, but it's not something we would use as a part of your bigger architecture. It's just something to store data in Ignition very easily. TimescaleDB is the next one on our list. And yeah, we've built this module ourselves, so I'm pretty biased, but let me explain why it's really cool. It automatically creates hypertables and rolling aggregates, so it hides a lot of TimescaleDB's complexity, and the performance is just insanely fast. You can connect other systems to it easily, you can scale it out, it's all open source, and AI knows a lot about these things. But it's still open source, and it's a database, not a historian. So we go here when the customer wants to and has the infrastructure and the capability to actually help support it. And then Factry is for we want a full supported perpetual product. They're a historian company based in Belgium. They've been growing quite fast. They've been building this thing for like 10 years now. It's mature. It runs on premise or in the cloud. They have excellent support. I like working with their team. And Yeah, you get the fast aggregation speed in Ignition. You don't need to worry about the maintenance as well. We reach for Factry for our process-heavy customers, and with anyone who doesn't love the idea of open source sitting in the most critical part of their infrastructure. So amazing query speeds in Ignition, fully supported, easy accessible data, and they're Docker-based with a 2-hour trial license just like Ignition, so local development with them is quite easy. So that is the state of historians in Ignition right now. The API is fast, it's really excellent, and the strange part is that its biggest weakness initially, the lack of connections, is actually becoming a strength because of the ecosystem that is starting to get interesting. You're starting to get a real choice now. So our short version is QuestDB for small and simple projects, TimescaleDB if you got the infrastructure to run open source, and Factry if you want to see fast returns without a lot of the maintenance. If you are running the new Historian API in production, I'd love to hear what Historian you are using, with what modules. You can drop it in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.